Did you know that the human nose can detect approximately 10,000 different odors? Apart from functioning as the sense organ for smell, the nose also helps in the process of respiration. The human nose has two nasal cavities that are separated from each other by a wall of cartilage called the nasal septum. The two external openings are called the nares or nostrils. Atmospheric air enters through the nostrils, passes through the nasal cavity, and then through the pharynx, trachea, and bronchi before it finally reaches the lungs. Let us learn more about the structure of the nasal cavity. The forward section of the nasal cavity, within and above each nostril, is called the vestibule. At the back of the vestibule and along each outer wall are three elevations, each of which is called a nasal concha or a turbinate. These three conches subdivide the nasal cavity into a series of groove-like passages which serve as airways. Above the uppermost concha is the olfactory bulb, which processes information about odors. The entire nasal cavity is lined by a moist mucous membrane, which is supplied with a large number of blood vessels. The mucous membrane also has fine hair-like projections called the cilia, which collect any debris entering the nasal cavity. Apart from the cilia, the mucous membrane also has several cells. Some of these cells, called the secretory cells, secrete a thick, viscous fluid called the mucus. Besides keeping the membrane moist, the mucus traps any dust, carbon, or soot particles, or any bacteria entering the nasal cavity. In addition to the secretory cells, the mucous membrane above the uppermost concha also has several olfactory receptor cells that process odor input signals directly to the olfactory bulb. These olfactory receptor cells have nerve fibers extending from their bases. Several such nerve fibers pass through the holes present on the cribriform plate, which is a bony structure that separates the nasal cavity from the rest of the skull. All the nerve fibers emerging from the receptor cells join to form a larger nerve called the olfactory nerve, which carries the impulses for the sense of smell to the brain. Have you ever wondered how the brain processes information about odors? When air enters the nose, the odorous chemicals or the odor molecules present in it dissolve in the moisture in the mucous membrane. These chemicals are then detected by the olfactory receptor cells, which give out a small electrical current that travels through the nerve fibers to the olfactory nerve, which carries the signal to the brain, where the information is processed. Thus, the nose is one of the most important sense organs that help you to smell and breathe.